Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you just won the biggest rap battle in a generation. You swept the Grammys, you headlined the Super Bowl, the whole world crowned you the king. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, the most powerful man in hip-hop sits down for a magazine interview and says he almost wishes none of it ever happened. That is not fiction. That is exactly what Jay-Z just did. Welcome back to the Hip Hop Watchdog, the channel that stays locked in so you never have to miss a beat. If you're new here, subscribe right now and hit that notification bell because this story is just getting started. On March 24th, Jay-Z sat down with GQ for his first cover story in nearly a decade, a nearly 8,000-word interview that covered everything from family to business to his upcoming Yankee Stadium shows. But the section that sent the entire internet into a complete spiral was his take on the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef. And here is the thing, Hav did not come down on one side. He came down on everybody. He looked at the greatest hip-hop beef of the modern era and essentially said, yeah, I wish that had not happened. That is the kind of take that gets you dragged from Brooklyn to Compton and back. Now here's where the story gets layered. Jay-Z framed the whole thing around hip-hop's 4 original pillars: breakdancing, graffiti, DJing, and battling. He pointed out that breakdancing is now an Olympic sport, graffiti has moved to museums, and DJs are no longer household names. That leaves battling as the last surviving pillar of the culture. And then Hav did something nobody saw coming. He questioned whether even that last pillar should still exist. He said he does not know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore. The man who literally made his bones sparring with Nas looked at the Kendrick versus Drake war and said maybe we should retire the whole tradition. Hip-hop's jaw hit the floor. But hold on, because he didn't stop there. Jay-Z went further and said the fallout from the beef actually set hip-hop back. He said that now people who love Kendrick hate Drake regardless of what he puts out. It's not even about the music anymore. It's an attack on character. And on social media, it never ends. He said before you had the battle, it was fun, and then everyone moved on. But with today's technology, the toxicity has nowhere to go. It just lives forever, recycled and weaponized by fan armies who treat a rap battle like a blood sport. He even sent a separate text to the interviewer, connecting aggressive stan culture to the rise of far-right agendas, saying the culture is playing into an agenda designed to silence black voices while fighting each other. That is not a take, that is a warning shot. Now here's where it gets spicy, because the internet did not let Jay-Z off the hook for one single second. Fans were quick to point out the obvious. Hav chose Kendrick to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. He literally handed Kendrick the biggest stage on the planet right at the peak of that beef. He collected the cultural moment, basked in the celebration, and now he's sitting in a GQ photo shoot saying he almost wishes it never happened. That is the kind of contradiction that gets you called a hypocrite before the article even finishes loading. One fan summed it up perfectly online. You platformed the hate on the biggest stage, cashed your check off of it, and now you're backtracking? To be fair, and the watchdog is always fair, Jay-Z addressed the Super Bowl choice directly. He said he chose Kendrick because he was having a monster year, plain and simple. He said he had nothing to do with any conspiracy to undermine Drake and pushed back hard on the idea that booking Kendrick was a political move. His exact energy was, what does their battle have to do with me? I'm Jay-Z. And honestly, it's hard to argue with the logic. The man books the halftime show. He picks the biggest name in the room. Kendrick was undeniably that name. The optics just made everything messier than it needed to be. The real question the culture is sitting with right now is this: is Jay-Z right? Has rap beef become too dangerous for the era we live in, when a diss track can destroy someone's reputation permanently, when fan bases turn into attack dogs, and when the music industry's legal system gets pulled into the fallout? Maybe the old rules don't apply anymore. Or maybe, just maybe, Hav is getting old, and the discomfort of watching two artists he loved tear each other apart hit different than he expected. Either way, one of the most powerful voices in hip-hop just lit a match under the entire conversation about what the culture should look like going forward. The Watchdog has the story. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.